All right. Hello. Um, I had an idea today. I thought about actually showing my art book to friends because I'm in art school and I draw a lot, and I don't post every drawing I do like in Discord or whatever. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to maybe show them all and do a bit of commentary. Uh, I'm like at the middle of my school year, so it's not full, but there's a couple of stuff that's worth looking. So could be interesting, and I'll commentate it if it's interesting. If it's bad, who cares? But yeah, uh, I've been in art school for a while now, and this is the first art book we have. I'm French, so this is written in French. Uh, that was actually some tests for our first project, scary, and we had to only use a newspaper and glue it or whatever. It was kind of odd. I had never tried something like this before, so I don't really know if the result is good. I think it looks okay, but it's very subjective. It's pretty abstract, especially this. Like, this is just a shape. I think it looks good, but there's no real um, value that can be drawn to conventional art standards, I guess. Then this is some test I did with paint. And so the next few drawings are going to be for. They're technically still in the theme of the first project from the newspaper stuff, but I wanted to do something else. It was supposed to be about um, presenting ourselves, and I thought it'd be interesting to literally do an auto portrait because, well, so I can present myself. There's nothing here, so don't worry about it. This one looks kind of good. It was done with paints, and it was one of my first drawings with paints. I used to only use ink, and the next one is going to be ink. So I was pretty happy about that one. So this is probably the closest you're going to be to seeing my face. I think it looks good. I really liked the fact that I use a pretty sharp shape with my curly hair and the fucking necklace. I think it looks kind of sick. I look fucking pissed. Would have been kind of sick to use that to show to my classmates. Like, imagine the first thing you see about someone in their art is like them looking fucking pissed with a necklace with spikes. I think that looks kind of sick. Uh, that that was actually a test with ink and watercolor, but it looks kind of like the thin blue line flag, and I fucking hate it. I kind of want to fucking rip the page off. Uh, but it's too bad because if you look at it, I don't know if it's gonna focus. Yeah, the the shadings are actually pretty intricate and they're really nice. So it's an interesting test. It's just too bad that it looks like a symbol that's disgusting. So that's still in the first project. So it's test. Um, that's supposed to represent uh, a thing that I did with a lot of scrap paper from old sketchbooks, but I didn't want to glue any in my actual book because I had my composition already ready and I took a picture of it, but they wanted me to put it in my book, so I just made it in crayons, but who fucking cares? It's pretty boring. I redid it here in small. There's a pretty there's a trend in how they want us to do things. They want us to do things over and over again, like make it small, then make it a bit bigger, and then make the final version. But I really hate that. I just want to make the complete version first, and just who cares? I don't want to do the project 3 times, but yeah, I'm just ranting. The it's written in French, but it doesn't matter. I hate what I wrote anyways. So this is the next page, but in small. I really like the paper. Yeah, that's actually kind of good. I like that one. If you want to see what's below, that's Charmander. That has nothing. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. I think I did a good job on that one. It looks kind of nice. Very dirty. Represents me. Okay, I can explain. I'm not a furry. I can explain. Okay, uh, that's actually. Uh, I've been getting back into FNAF, and some friends said as a joke, "What if you drew yourself in a fucking animatronic?" And I said that'd be kind of funny, so I did it. But that was recently. But I came back because that was a completely blank page. The worst part, it's actually kind of good. Hit me up. I do commissions. Nah, just kidding. I don't. I'm, I'm terrible. Um, who cares? That's good. I like that. Still ink. This is pretty early on in the year, so I was still very attached to using ink because it's something I've been using for the past 3 years, and I think I've been getting pretty good at it. So it's kind of a safe, not space, but like if I feel like I want to do something good and don't take a lot of effort, I'll just use ink, I guess. This is some symbols that I like. I really like religious or spiritual symbols. Sometimes I just sketch some. This is good, I think. Like it looks really fucking good. Not to stroke my own ego. I don't think it looks that good, but the idea of it and the face with just straight lines, it's actually pretty nice. And that was still for the first project, so there's a couple of pages for it, right? But next is going to be the next project, if I recall correctly. Yeah, okay. They wanted us to use paint, so that's when I started using it way more. And this is one of the rare paint complete pages that I did in my book. I think it's the only one actually. The rest is only tests. And I think it's really good. I wish I made it an actual canvas because I really, really like it. The story behind it, because I feel like I'm only saying that I like the drawings and not actually explaining them, but that's because I feel like it's nice to be able to say that you like your drawings. The story behind it, it's actually based from a church. It's a school, but who cares? Next to my home. And one day I was just walking home, and there was a lot of shit. I don't remember the word in English, but mist. I think it's mist, yeah. And it was really blue, like and bluey and kind of fucking scary. And I took a picture, and that was actually 2 years ago, but I used it now, and I think it made for a really interesting landscape. Very abstract, kinda, but that's my shit. I like it. That was just a sketch for a painting that I did. That's good. I like that. Yeah, that's just a funny sketch. That was actually for a personal project. When I showed it to my teacher, she said that I was sick and that if she could let me do it, she would have just told me to do that for the project, the one with the landscape, or do both. But she said that it wasn't on the theme, so I couldn't. I didn't want to, anyways, but it was funny. If you want to see the stuff, try and make it focus. Yeah. Not really my best work with ink, but it conveys the idea okay enough, I think. Yeah, this is nice. That was actually to practice anatomy, because we have a class that's just for the anatomy, and we're doing bones. Uh, and yeah, I did the rib cage, which is fucking hard, by the way, and skulls in four directions, and libra. I don't know, just funny. I like it. It's pretty sick. It wasn't for any project or anything. I was just kind of bored. Sometimes I just do that. That's actually from. I saw a video about um, the apocalypse, the book, like the. I don't know if it's from the Old or the New Testament. I don't remember. I think it's the New. And there's so many angels that are so fucking weird and interesting. Like the goat with seven eyes and seven horns, and the seven candles and the seven seals. I think that's kind of sick. And I wanted to draw that because I thought it was kind of nice. It's a really quick sketch. It took me maybe like 5 minutes, but it's nice. And I did it in small. He's small now. Yeah. Oh shit, my phone is actually gonna die. Whoops. I'm a professional. Don't worry about it. Fuck. Uh, all good. Okay. Yeah. So, um, that's just a sketch for a composition that unfortunately didn't go through. If it did go through, that would have been like a cross, like a Christian cross, I guess, with four paintings. It would have been pretty interesting. But I didn't get to do that. I only did two paintings in the end. Actually, I used this this to make my final project. It was really different in the end because I painted it on a plate, but it was really interesting. So in the end, it didn't look that like that, but I did this one that was really large, and this one that was the church, which was cool. So next up is just gonna be some paint, oil painting tests, which really beautiful blue. I love blue. That's probably my favorite color. You can kind of see the shape of the church. Yeah, I did it again. Because our teachers kind of want to force us to do some basic tests. And it's going to be a reoccurring theme in some places. They want us to just fucking put paint on the pages, but I think that's boring as fuck. I want to make something interesting. I try to make a composition every time, like this. I think it looks really nice. It's very abstract, but I really like this. I could make a big canvas out of that and work on that. It's very nice. Very experimental, but I think that was actually a good thing that I did that. The teachers were right on this one, but only because oil is really interesting to work with. Like for fucking colored crayons, who cares? I don't know. You might disagree. Okay, so how I did that? With oil painting, you use a white spirit. It's a kind of liquid that you use to dilute the paints. And when I was finished with the test, I had a small a vial of white spirit, and it was blue because I used a lot of blue, and I just fucking spilled it on the page, and it fucking made Among Us. And I swear to God, I did not make that on purpose. You cannot tell me that doesn't look like Among Us, right? It looks like an Eiffel Tower Among Us, and then I did Among Us because yeah, obviously, yeah. That's I don't know, man. Fate is real. God is real. True story. Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of recent. Um, Big faces, very stretched, kind of inspired by uh, I guess in meme culture or internet culture, like the sus meme, and in Mandela catalog at some point, there's a very stretched face like that. I think it's cool. It, the sus meme is obviously not scary at all, but in Mandela catalog, it's used kind of in a nice way, but the eyes ruin it, so I didn't put any eyes there. And then I don't know, it was some funny stuff. You can see faces. They're very light, just shades. Yeah, I like that page. That's not a drawing. I had to glue a reference image, which, by the way, I'm supposed to do for every project, but as you can see, I have never done until that point, because I also don't like it. I want to make my own stuff. I don't want to just fucking copy shit. It's just some mushrooms. They're they're cool, I guess. Yeah, they're nice. So that's just a cordyceps and an ant. Cordyceps is a kind of mushroom that infects. It's a parasite basically, and it infects ants and other insects, and it grows out of their skull and it spews spores. It's really interesting. Well, if you've played The Last of Us, you know what I'm talking about. So I did some shit with that. It's actually kind of cool. I should revisit that because I like the fact that it's really chaotic like that. And yeah, some tests. That was for a project that wasn't done in parallel with the painting project. I, I I didn't work on it as much because the painting was way more interesting to me. It's supposed to be a spider with some cordyceps. I didn't put any color on it, so it's not the best. But yeah, that's what I went with in the end for the thing. Just a fucking skull that's rotting away with mushroom everywhere on it. It's pretty sick. The green ink is really sick. I should have finished it, but and yeah, that's the final product of it. That was a I didn't mention it before, but we weren't just supposed to do like a drawing. We were supposed to carve into some fucking material, I guess. And then we put ink onto it, and then we pressed it against a paper. And it made a remnant, which looks interesting, I guess. I think it looks fine. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's decent. That's with, I'm just gonna say, uh, I don't know how you say that in English actually. It's pastel, I guess. Yeah, pastel. And, uh, uh, yeah. I don't actually know how to use the word, so this is gonna be pretty annoying, but that's for the next project after the couple of ones I showed you, so this is new territory, I guess. And that has nothing to do with the project. That was just for fun again. I really like to do some ink shit as soon as I'm bored, which is often because most of the time the projects are kind of boring. Yeah. And yeah, there's gonna be more pastel here, which I don't know. I'm not gonna say a lot about it because, well, oh yeah, actually, yeah. The theme of the project was supposed to represent nightmares, which is fucking sick. I really like it. That was actually a really good theme for a project. They kind of ruined it because the teachers are annoying in the way they present the project and they make us do it. But the basic idea is really cool and really interesting. So I really like to work on that. And yeah, there's a couple of pages. That was actually the first time I started using pastel, so I didn't really know what to do, but I just kind of went with different styles to see what sticked and what was bad. They didn't look like that on the first day. I actually went back to work on them a couple of times to make them good. Like this was bad at the start, and now I think it's actually kind of decent. Even kind of good. I could actually make a canvas out of that and make it a real painting, but the story was kind of bad. This looks okay, but not the best. And I didn't work again on that one because I think it's weird. I I have mixed feelings about it, but I think for what it's going for, it's interesting. And yeah, that's my face. It's very warped, but I I do work on my face a lot. Uh, I did that when I was exposing some of my art at an exposition. Yeah, no shit. And I was kind of bored. It was the end of the evening, and everyone had basically left. And there were some masks, and one of them was really cool. It looked like that with horns and stuff, and I just drew it because it was fun. And then I did a scout, and it's not as good as the one I showed before. It was done very quickly, but yeah, it's I think it's okay. There was some crayon tests for the new project that, by the way, I was supposed to hand out 2 weeks ago, and I still haven't started. But uh, it doesn't matter. It's supposed to be you have to just redo some drawings and paintings of previous artists, but in crayon, and glue them to a cube for some reason. I think it's boring as fuck. I mean, I really like the paintings I research, but I don't want to just fucking copy them. And yeah, and we're basically at present day right now, so I've been getting into FNAF again a lot, and yeah, there's just some FNAF shit right now, and there's gonna be more again. Yeah, some eyes. I really like to draw eyes. It's kind of weird. Actually, that's the only eyes I drew in this entire book. I think maybe not. I might misremember, but this is actually the makeup I have today. I drew this today, so you can imagine that with me. Yeah, these are kind of funny. Yeah, and that was for the Nightmare project. That was the final idea I went with. That's me, and it was done with pastel, but I used white spirit to dilute it a lot, and that's how I managed to get some really, really small variants with it, because pastel is really thick to and getting some minute shades like this is basically fucking impossible if you just use it raw. So I used just a brush and a lot of white spirits. You can see here that it's way thicker than, for example, here. And for the background, I used a lot of blue because, yeah, I still love blue. And this one is actually good. I really like this one. The final turned out really good. It was a really big painting. Maybe someday I'll do a thing where I show all of my paintings. I have a couple. They're pretty big. I don't have them with me right now. I would show them otherwise, but yeah. That was a test that I like actually. I'm gonna talk about it for a small. I wanted to do my body, but with uh, I don't fucking remember how you say that, but okay, you uh, Diavolo in JoJo. You see what he wears like on his top. Yeah, I wanted to do that for my body. I thought it was such a good metaphor, and it it looked sick. And just for the nightmare theme and stuff, like how I see my body and shit. I think that's interesting. Yeah, that it's kind of hard to grasp. Like what themes I want to approach. I think you can probably try to guess them, but this is a pretty short presentation, so yeah, but I think you can try to imagine what I'm trying to convey by representing this and the theme being nightmares. I'll let you think about it. And yeah, more FNAF shit. This is not for a project, no shit. But I just really like FNAF. Very recent. And here you can see I had to do some tests with a crayon to not get a bad grade, because even though my final project was really good, they wanted me to do some tests, so fuck me, I guess. Still got a below average for the tests, but the final was good, so who cares. Some paint testing. This is actually a sketch I'm gonna use for a really big painting that I plan to do. I really like the idea of it going into branches and almost like a tree that's growing from a person. I really like it. And this one was also an idea I had, but it's not finished. I would like it to have some strings or something to be way more uh, refined and detailed, but I'm not very good at that yet. My brushes are still very abstract and full of expression. The contrast is always good in the things I've shown. I think they're decent, at least, if not good, but that's what makes the drawing actually stick out. But making very fine and detailed stuff is still hard for me. So making an idea like this in paint is still a bit difficult. Just some tests again. That's still in pastel and white spirit. I like that one. I think it looks kind of nice. The the body. And this is for the latest. Oh shit! Sorry. This is for the latest project, where we had to do a big composition with the works of Dali, the painter, but only the sketches apparently, not the paintings, because fuck me, I guess. He still had some amazing shit. That's from the uh, Alice in Wonderland collection. Go look it up. It's really good. I really like it. He uses a lot of ink and watercolor, and so did I. I did use some white spirit for some techniques though, but that's a secret. It's just between you and me. And yeah, that's some tests to see what I took the composition from, and then I did a small sketch of all of it, and I finished it. That was the last project I did before school closed because of COVID again. Yeah, and yeah, there's this that I did for fun. It's not finished, but it's the beginning of something. Kind of inspired by Picasso and the Cubist style, obviously. And yeah, that's basically it. So I'm only barely halfway. So by the end of the year, I'll do another show off. I think that could be interesting. So yeah, hope that was not too long, and have a nice day.